Hi everyone, welcome to a very unusual episode of Rob's Funk and Junk podcast. Hope you all had a great Christmas, and I am sat in the middle of London, um, ready for my gig tonight. It's New Year's Eve, so I've driven in, got a little gig on, I've got a jacket on, my band uniform for tonight, and I am sat in my car because I got in really early. What is this? Oh, it's episode 28, isn't it? Episode 28. Yeah, I missed it last week. But yeah, I got here really early. There's people walking past the car. Um, just because I was told that um, that yeah, they were going to close the roads down in London because of the fireworks tonight, the New Year's celebration. So I came in very, very early to make sure I got here okay. And I've got the lights on in my car, so it's probably not the best lighting, but I'm sat in my car and I thought I'd give it a go, do a podcast, see if this bit of software works. It might be a short podcast, but um, I hope you all had a great Christmas. I definitely did myself. I've eaten way too much food and drunk way too much alcohol, and I am now entering day one of, even though we're not in January yet, it's day one of dry January. I'm going to try and not drink anything for the whole month and see if I can go on longer, actually, because I'm realizing that it's definitely not making me feel very good. But we've been celebrating way too much with friends and family, and I definitely want to have a bit of a break, give my body a break, give my liver a break from the old booze. Um, yeah, sort of been pushing the boat out a little bit too often and too far. But what else has been happening? Yeah, so I missed a week because of Christmas. In fact, I did actually do two podcasts. I did record two attempts at doing a podcast, which they just didn't come out. Well, one of them didn't actually come out at all because I was trying to do it recording with my phone, and it was a complete failure. So I binned it. Didn't work at all. And the next one, uh, I recorded it, and in the thing I was trying to use my iPhone to record it with, and they said, "Oh, you use the back side of the camera, the reverse side of the camera of the phone because it's a better camera." And I did that, and it was quite late at night when I did it, and I did like a 40-minute chat podcast with playing in it and everything. And when I double checked afterwards, because of the technical setting up crap that I went through, I realised that I'd had the camera facing the wrong way the whole time, so I just recorded a wall because I'm a bellend, and that's what happened. So yeah, the learning curve with all this stuff, all technology, and I'm using this thing called Riverside FM, which is a podcast recorder. So and it's good for doing sort of multiple cameras. So yeah, I'm just learning how it all works. So yeah, I aborted two. I finished the podcast. I finished them and ended up deleting them and binning them because they were rubbish. And by the time I started doing it again, I'd realised that it just didn't feel natural, and it was right around Christmas time, so I was like, oh, forget it. But I'm trying to do it again now. Maybe this one will get binned as well. Who knows? But I am sat unusually on a street in London, in Mayfair. It's quite quiet. Um, I'm 2 hours early to my gig tonight because, as I said, I wanted to make sure I got here on time and was correctly here. Didn't want to be late. What's been happening? I hope that car noise isn't too bad. It might be terrible, but let me see if it works. What's been happening? Yeah, I've been having a little bit of a studio dilemma. not really bad, but I've been kind of getting back, like tidying up my studio a bit and getting back to using my amps a bit more. Um, because I've got the rack of amps next to me. I'd sort of been neglecting them a little bit, so I plugged them in, and I came across a great YouTuber, guitarist from Nashville called Justin Ostrander. I think that's how you say his name. If you haven't seen him, go and check him out. His page is incredible. His channel is incredible. Um, and he, I've been over the last couple of months, I've really felt like I'm missing out on something, and because when I'm using my amps, I use the aux box. I'm using the aux box speaker simulation, or I've been using some other sort of IR based stuff um, to capture my recordings of my amps. And I came across but there's been something niggling at me, and I've also got an isolation box in my studio, which is great. It's a Grossman ISO cab, which is great, and it's got two microphones on it, and I run through my mic pre's, and I'll probably do a video about this once I've got the studio set and sorted. It's just my studio's been a little bit chaotic, um, after pulling things out, or changing some things around, and not getting a chance to finish them off. My studio's been left in a little bit of a state, so I'm kind of going through things. But anyway, I watched this YouTube channel by this guy, Justin Ostrander, and he was sort of demonstrating his studio setup, and it's very similar to mine. Only difference is he has a cabinet that a little 1x12 cab that he's got downstairs in his garage that he has got a microphone on, and he records it. And his tones sound incredible, and he also records using the aux box and another thing, a Rev 20 or something, which is also it's like a different version of the aux box. And for those who don't know, the aux box is a way to plug your guitar amplifier in, and it's a way to record your guitar amp using speaker simulations. So you can use different cabinets that sound amazing. But my brain is going, yeah, they sound great, but I'm sure a real cabinet would sound better. And I'm missing out on that. And I know a real cab sounds great. So anyway, I watched his channel, and I was like, wow, his guitar playing is incredible, but his tone is amazing as well. And he uses all amps, and he does use the aux box too. However, I've just had a text message in, so I don't know what that's done. He does use the aux box as well, but he also, I think he uses that one late at night when, so he doesn't piss off his neighbours. But he has a cabinet downstairs with a microphone on it. So it's made me think, I've got a cabinet and I've got mics, and let me go back to the old school way of doing it. So I kind of yesterday dragged my speaker cab. I've got a divided by 13 2x12 cab. I took the microphones out of my Grossman isolation box, and I mic'd up the cab, but also I kind of used an attenuator on my amp. I had my Princeton reverb plugged into it at one point, and then my Marshall plugged into it, so I could turn the amp down so it's kind of a lot quieter, and it just sounded so good, so good. And currently the speaker's in the same room with me, and but it's quiet enough that I can hear it. It's not going to piss off my neighbours or my wife or the dogs. So I kind of it's got me on that at the moment. So I'm kind of looking at, do I get something built at the end of my room so I can completely isolate my speakers, my guitar cabinets, and have probably 3 or 4 different cabs in there, like a 2x12, a 1x10 cab maybe, maybe a 4x12 cabinet, but I think that might be too much. It's not, I don't think I need a 4x12. Yeah, just so I can actually mic up my amps and do it the old school way, and also do it with the IRs as well if I want to. But yeah, I do realise that's probably going to be quite an expensive thing to do, but that's where I'm at the moment. And but if you want to check out a channel, check out this Justin Ostrander. Is such a great. He's got a really good way of presenting things, and you know, he's obviously top of his game in Nashville doing sessions. And yeah, but he gets some great sounds. And yeah, so I've learned so much from watching his channel this week. But what else is happening? So yeah, I'm here. New Year's Eve, got a gig tonight. Got the set list sent through today. So there's some songs that I'm going to go through in a minute in the car. Just have a listen through a few things. Do some mental charts. Hopefully see whether this is saved as a podcast and it works. This might be a very short one because I'll feel like a right idiot if I get to the end of it and it's not recorded properly. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing tonight. Playing with Bob Knight on drums and Dave Troke on bass and a singer called Emily Holligan. And we're just helping some people celebrate the new year in. I don't think we're on till about 10:30, but I love this gig. This gig is a gig I do all the time. It's upstairs in a place called Langan's, which is a restaurant it's a really lovely restaurant. I think it is owned by Michael Caine, the actor Michael Caine, or used to be owned by Michael Caine. But we play upstairs and I do it probably 2 or 3 times a month. It's the closest thing I've had to a residency in a long time. And we just, you know, we're playing the same tunes that everyone plays, but it's great. It's just guitar, bass, drums, and vocals. And every time we do it, there's a different singer. So it means we have to do slightly different arrangements and we can play out a bit. And it's just good fun. Sometimes people are listening to us, sometimes they're not. But it just means I get to go out and play. It's usually a Thursday night that we do it. And I share the gig with another guitarist called Matt White, who's wicked, British guitarist. We kind of share it between us, and yeah, I love it. It's great. I've been doing it since the pandemic finished, since lockdown finished. I wonder when we're going to stop talking about the pandemic. Are we going to stop it? Because I hear myself saying it all the time. It's like everything. It's like there was life before the pandemic, and now there's life after the pandemic. I've been doing this gig since then, and it's been great fun. I absolutely loved it. It's been great. So, I've got that. What else has been happening? Not much has been happening really. Thank you for all the people who watched my last video. Well, the previous one about Alan Murphy. Still had some lovely comments about that. And what else has been going on? Not much. Just having a tidy up in my studio and planning our Boom and Twang. Paul Turner and I have got our Boom and Twang thing that's happening now. We've got 2. We've got one that's happening in the UK. These are the music retreats that Paul and I are doing. We've got one in the UK that runs from the 1st to the 3rd of March. So it's going to be 8 bass players, 8 guitar players joining us. There's a few slots filled, but if anyone's interested in coming along to join us, you can drop me a line. I'm really self-conscious. I'm kind of seeing people walking past, and they must think I'm doing a weird thing in my car, which I probably am. Yeah, we've got guitar players and bass players joining us, and you know, we just spend the weekend together playing. You know, it'll be one-on-one lessons with myself and Paul for guitar and bass. The other thing we're doing is I'll be doing one-on-one lessons with some of the bass players, and Paul will be doing one-to-one lessons with some of the guitar players, so we can get the thing. The idea is playing interactively with other musicians, So I know there's a lot of guitar lessons out there and stuff like that. This is kind of working on playing with other musicians, which we think is very, very important. So we've got that happening from the 1st to the 3rd of March. Also, we've just added a new one, which is in Thailand. We're doing this amazing this studio called Karma Studios in Thailand, where we spent some time recording with Jamiroquai for the Rock Dust Lightstar album. So we've got that happening. What are the dates? I think it's the 15th to the 17th. I think it is. Might be wrong. But it's the 15th to 17th. At a beautiful studio in Thailand that we, same thing. 3 days, residential, master classes, one-to-one lessons. So if anyone at all is interested, drop me a line on my robsfunkandjunk@gmail.com and I can give you some information on those. There's a little plug for that. What else is going on? Not much. This might be quite a short podcast, even if it's a podcast. It's not really a podcast, is it? I don't know. Is what I'm doing a podcast? I release it on a podcast thing. But I guess this is just like a sort of, it's almost like a little diary. I don't know. What is a podcast these days? Don't know. Just someone talking shit for half an hour or 40 minutes. But I know they're the kind of podcasts I like. Just listen to someone's brain rattling on while I'm trying to fall asleep. And hopefully, if you're out there listening to that, hopefully this is of some service to you. But yeah, I think when I get back in my studio, once I've got a few things to do next week, a couple of sessions to finish off, or to start and finish. I've got a rehearsal next week with Trionic, because we've got a couple of gigs coming up with Trionic. We've got one on the... See, I've come out and I'm not even prepared what dates I've got. One on the 9th of January in London at the Pizza Express Live at the Pheasantry in London. And also we've got one on the 12th of January at the New Morning in Paris. So if you happen to be strolling around Paris on the 12th of January and you fancy coming to see myself and Paul Turner and Ivan Van Hetten, along with Imani and a great drummer called Simon Lee, playing Trionic music, come and join us. So yeah, I've got a rehearsal with that next week, but I'm going to try and get into my studio and work on this little sort of speaker setup thing and get things running in a different way. And I know a few people have asked whether it's okay to, whether I'm going to sort of be playing a little bit on some of these videos. So I am going to try and do that, but I'm not, I'm not the greatest. Hang on, I just dropped something. I'm not the greatest. I was never ever a really good guitar shop player. I'm not that guy. I can't sort of pick up the guitar and be amazing like some people can. I kind of have to be in the mood to play or be on a session or be on a gig. I'm just not the guy that goes, check out me. I've got the chops of a racehorse or whatever. Is that even a thing? No, it's not. But yeah, I'm just not that guy. I kind of just play for the music. But I'm going to try and get my rig up and running so that I can just pick up a guitar and it records well. That was one of the things that happened the other day. I was playing and it didn't record properly, and my brain was just, there was too many plates spinning with capturing a microphone, capturing the camera angle, making sure the guitar had recorded, and my brain just, I just need to get a rig set up so it's all going, which I will. Anyone who knows how to do that shit, anyone knows how to do it and can give me some help with it, I'd love to know how to set up something so it's just smoothly. I can just plug in my guitar, play, it sounds great. I can talk while I'm playing. So that it all works and I'm really relaxed doing it, because soon as I lose my self-confidence with it, it all falls apart, and I start thinking, I want to stop. I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk anymore. But yeah, I will keep this as a short podcast. Where am I at? I'm 20 minutes now. I'm boring you probably. I'm boring myself. And I am going to listen to a few tunes. I've got an hour and a bit. Yeah, an hour and 20 minutes before I can get into my gig. So I'm going to listen to a few tunes. I might even try and have a little snooze, because I was up very early this morning. I don't know, it's weird, isn't it? But I'm here. I've got a little bit of a journey to walk. This is mad. I'm sat here talking on a camera to myself in a car. But yes, I don't know whether because I'm using this app on my phone, I don't know whether whether I'm going to be able to have the theme tune playing me out, the Rob's Funk and Junk theme tune, playing me in or playing me out. So I shall see. But Happy New Year to you all. We're not quite there yet. A few hours off. But Happy New Year, and hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more of each other in 2024. And it's going to be a year full of amazing guitar and music and fun and loveliness. And I've just seen a woman drive past with the biggest fake lips I've ever seen. That's not very nice. Yes, yeah, I'm in that area of London where there's a lot of Botox. Oh, actually, before I go, I did my last podcast was talking about the fake Instagram guitar players, fake YouTube and TikTok guitar players that you kind of, when you're listening to them, you go, it is a little bit. It's become a bit of a bugbear, because I kind of look at them and listen to them, and it's just quite obviously fake. They're not playing. And I came up with the name of it: Botox Guitars. Is that right? Botox guitar playing, where it's like airbrush guitar. I think that's why I like hearing the guys like Tom Bukovac and Tim Pierce and this new guy Justin Ostrander and Matthias Asato, because you know they're actually playing. I can tell they're playing. But when I hear these other guys, and I get loads of them that come up on my feed, probably because I'm a guitar player and I follow loads of guitar players, but I listen and I'm like, that's just fake. What? There's one guy out there, and I don't know his name, but he kind of does these videos where he plays the style of 5 guitar players. It'll be like Corey Wong plays. It'll be playing a tune. It'll be like 5 different guitar players play "Get Lucky" by Daft Punk, and he'll do like a Corey Wong thing, and then it'll be George Benson, then it'll be John Mayer or something. It's always like they've got to tag in the people, the big heavy hard, the heavy hitter guitar players. And he's changing from one style to the next with every chorus that goes round, soloing, and it just all sounds fake. Sounds fake. I've just had a message saying that I've got to start leaving for my gig, and I'm already here. Anyway, I don't know whether you've seen those ones, but I see them and think, who's this for? And then I look down at the comments, and you are fire, you're incredible, it's amazing, and the guy can obviously play really well, but it's just not real. It's all sped up, or it seems to be sped up. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's just old guitar player talking, like our parents used to say. Oh, that's not music. Maybe it's just me being a bit grumpy. I don't know. Anyway, I'm now going to start calling it Botox Guitar, if that's all right. Anyway, well, look, thank you for watching. This is a bit of a weird one. I don't know what the quality of the microphone's going to be like. It's probably shit. I don't know. I do know that Riverside actually does this thing where it can AI and get your voice sounding a bit better. Don't know. I'll check in a minute. This might not have actually happened at all. This could be just 25 minutes of my life that I'll never get back. But Happy New Year to you all. Much love, and I will see you next year. Bye bye.